The reason why Gerrit Cole didn't get an extension or didn't decide to play free agency was because I believe he knew this was coming. Now, obviously, he's put a lot of torque on that elbow. He's had a sensational career. He's borderline Hall of Fame, a Hall of Famer. There's no question if you look at his numbers and what he's done over the last 7-8 seasons, he's been an elite pitcher in this league. There's no argument to that. The problem right now is you bring in a Max Fried, and you brought him in to be your other guy. Now you have Max Fried as the guy. And being that it's Yankee Stadium, and he's never had the pressure here in New York and played in New York. He played in Atlanta his whole career. How is he going to handle the pressure being the number one guy? And Gerrit Cole will be out all season long. And the Yankees that were supposed to compete in the American League as the best team, there's questions now. I mean, there are other teams. Cleveland, always a challenging team in their division and throughout the American League. Then you got Minnesota that has the power but no pitching. Then you have Texas. Are they going to be better than they were last year? A lot of people think they will with their pitching staff, with Jacob deGrom coming back. I mean, Houston's always going to be a thorn in the Yankees' ass. There's the Baltimore Orioles with the talent that they have as far as their lineup. There's so many questions with the Yankees now that you lose Gerrit Cole. It does hurt you. I don't care what anybody says. Losing an elite pitcher of this magnitude absolutely hurts them. Now, can they put up the numbers this coming season without losing a Juan Soto and then bringing in a Bellinger and a Goldschmidt? I don't know. And I thought the Yankees needed to do a little bit more as far as the run capacity, especially knowing that you were going to deal with injury problems with Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton ended the season with elbow problems, and now he still has elbow problems. So now there's a lot of questions on who's going to fill in for him. The Yankees right now, this is very Yankee-like. For anybody that doesn't know the Yankees, well, now you know. The Yankees can't stay healthy. This pitching staff is always one of the best pitching staffs in the league. If you look at the numbers don't lie. I'm not an analytic guy when it comes to analytics and thinking on what analytic to use to try to figure out where the Yankees are and where they're not. I do know that the Yankees over the last 4 seasons have been amongst the league's top 7 pitching staffs in all of baseball. And they're as far as their relief pitching, they're always great in the first half, and then Aaron Boone runs them to the ground, and they're one of the worst in the second half. It can't happen this year. The Yankees need to figure out how to protect their relief pitchers early in the season so they have them for the end. Now that Gerrit Cole is out and you don't have a dog, and this guy's a dog. He pitches 7 innings all the time when he's up at the mound, no matter what. Now you don't have that. And I don't expect Fried to pitch 7 innings. I expect him 6.5. Rodon, he falls apart in the fifth 5.5 innings. And then I don't know about Clark Schmidt. We have to see him play a whole season. We haven't seen that yet. And you're not going to see Heel until probably July. So what are you going to depend on? Marcus Stroman? Good luck on that. So I mean, there's a lot of questions with the Yankees and this pitching staff now that they lose an elite pitcher of this magnitude. So where do I think the Yankees are going to be? I still think they're going to power off in the American League East and be the powerhouse in the American League. But by how much? That's the question.
Goody, I'm going to list some names for you, and I want you to tell me if these guys are worth picking up. Because this is all that's left on the free agent market.
Me and Speedy went over this last night. So,
well, you said Quintana. He's on Milwaukee. He was picked up.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
So the top of the list, and they have their WAR. There's not a single guy here that has a positive WAR before you get down to Spencer Turnbull, who I don't think gives you length in games.
No, he's good,
but he's a pretty good. He's the best pitcher on this list.
I know
as
Spencer.
far as WAR goes.
Good.
Now the other guys
for him in Yankee Stadium too. He throws a power sinker.
So that's a guy that's interesting. The next closest WAR guy is Kyle Gibson, who's available.
I play with Gibby too. He's pretty good too. Go ahead.
And then it's guys that have been around for a long time. Patrick Corbin, Lance Lynn, former Yankee already. Looking through Desclafani.
Yeah, so Disco is the guy that I was thinking of. He's coming off a elbow injury. It's actually a really good friend of mine. He's throwing pretty good right now. He lives in New Jersey. Be just a quick trip over to the Bronx. I know he playing for New York would be a dream come true for him. So he's one that I think would be good. Gibby might be okay in New York. I think Turnbull would be a better fit just because of the stuff that he has. Not to say that Kyle Gibson can't handle anything. I mean, Kyle Gibson's a great pitcher.
He did great with Texas a
Um,
few years ago.
You want a
yeah,
ground ball guy, though, is what you're saying. Like, it's not,
yeah, like
yeah.
with yeah, exactly. Lance Lynn, I love Lance. I think he could really shake that clubhouse up for sure. Power stuff. Last year wasn't his best year, but I mean, he's come out and said he wants to pitch multiple years. So I think he'd be another good one. Who else did you mention?
Of those, Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
you already have Freed. What's probably gonna end up happening is Stroman's probably gonna move into that slot, at least for the time being. We'll see what happens there. I mean, he came out; he is a starter, so we'll see what he does. He's got his shot now. Hopefully he does really good. I mean, he's time tested and proven that can be a good.
He's
great
got
pitcher
good
at
stuff.
times.
Stroman has
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah.
He's got good stuff. I mean, he's one of the guys that you love to have on your team, hate to play against. I mean, he's pitched in high leverage situations, obviously, with Toronto and in the World Baseball Classic when they won it. So, I mean, and he's been in New York, so I mean, he can handle the pressure. And like you said, their bullpen's going to be elite as always. They always have one of the top tier bullpens in the league. Like you said, too, Speedy, though, they burn them out in the first half. So when they get into the later months in the season, these guys they need a break. And so just going back to what Brunson was saying is he has that high ankle sprain 4 to 6 weeks. Well, if the Knicks are shoo-in for the playoffs, like it's not necessarily a bad thing. Give them a break, and that's what a lot of teams will do in the later on in like September. Instead of seeing your regular guy come in, like, for us, it was Chapman who would come in and close out games. You might see somebody else come in, like a Matanzas or an Andrew Miller or even a Kirby Yates come in. They give these guys a blow so that they can have, they can get their feet underneath them for when we do make the playoff run.
But Betances is the perfect example of that, though. He could pitch in different roles, and then once the Yankees started full-time closing it, that's when he kept getting hurt.
Well, you have to also understand, like, they wore Matanzas out for like 5 years straight, dude. There was like no question anytime. Like I was supposed to make my debut in Minnesota, and they put Matanzas in. We were up 7 runs, and like CC was in the bullpen. Like, what are we doing? Like like that's an easy game for me. They put Matanzas in. That's how Girardi ran that bullpen, and I think his shoulder you can only take so much, bro. Not only that, he was getting hot pretty much every single night. So like. A lot of fans don't notice that, but anytime a guy runs down to the bullpen or opens that door in Yankee Stadium and goes out and throws, like those count. And now they're starting to keep count of how many throws guys have in the bullpen, so that they can say, "Oh, he was 1 pitch away from pitching in the game." It's almost like it's basically like a simulated inning. You have the adrenaline rush going. You're redlining on everything, and so like that played a huge factor in why Betances perform the way he did later on in his careers, because he just got beat the crap. Same with Andrew Miller. I mean, Andrew Miller was the same way. And it's just like, we blow him out in the first half, and then the second half when we have a comfortable lead, and especially, in our division, we're still trying to blow them out. It's like, we're already in the playoffs. Like, let's just get the younger guys in. Let's see what we have. And that's why, like, to me, with the Knicks, it's like, I don't know what you guys put in the water in New York, but damn, everybody gets hurt there, dude.